News Channel 15, where your local news comes first.
This is a News Channel 15 special report.
Good afternoon, I'm Doug Quick. Thanks for joining us. A day after the attacks in New York and Washington, D.C., the nation and local communities are trying to recover. Part of the process of recovering is simply going back to normal activities, including regular airline traffic. News Channel 15's Tiffany Hellberg is at Willard Airport and has more. Tiffany?
Doug, as you can see behind me, Willard Airport is a ghost town and nobody knows when things are going to pick back up. There were reports that the FAA was possibly going to reopen airports at noon. The FAA is now saying it's not going to do that. But whenever air traffic does pick up, local airlines say things could be very chaotic. Nobody knows what to expect. There could be new security measures, new regulations, and simply reorganizing things will take a lot of time and effort. Right now, there's only one plane here at Willard Airport, and if air traffic is reopened, that means that planes that are grounded all over the country will have to head back to their central hubs, and that's where they'll be sent out again to pick up stranded passengers all over the country. If you take a look over to my left, there are hundreds of cars parked here at Willard Airport. Airport officials say that's an indication of some of the many local travelers that may be stranded at airports all over the country. Again, no word on when things could pick back up or when Willard will reopen. We're just waiting to hear from the FAA. Live at Willard Airport, I'm Tiffany Hellberg, News Channel 15.
Another local effect from the events on the East Coast is that gas prices have gone up. At first, some stations pumped prices up to $4.25 a gallon, but today they seem to have settled in at around $2 a gallon. News Channel 15's Vermilion County reporter Summer Jackson has been covering this story, and Summer has more.
Doug, at the Clark station I'm standing at right here in Danville,
I don't know,
they
I'd like to
actually
go
just dropped the
measure a
prices
couple of
about
parking lots
10
in town,
cents.
like by the city hall,
But I do hear down the street
there's a
they're
couple
still at
down
about
there,
$2.79 a
and
gallon. I'm
they say
live
they
here
gotta have
with
so many
State
feet of
Representative
grass
Bill
around them,
Black at
this
this
and that,
time,
and I think,
who is looking into this.
What do you
and
say
he's
about
talking
that
to some
lot
other state
back there?
officials about getting some of this under control. State Representative Bill Black.
Summer, I'm outraged.
Oh, you mean
I
the
think
parking
most
garage?
people
Yeah.
are
I hear that's
hours
unsafe to
of
go in.
national
It's falling
tragedy.
apart.
Gasoline prices
That's some
largely
of the-
based on rumor
it was at the last
and or
meeting, so it's
panic,
falling off.
and I'll go so far as to say profiteering
next,
off this tragedy.
I
Raised
think
prices
I don't know. I
around
think
the
they got
state, $1,
something in the
$2,
works to
sometimes
fix that.
as much as $3 a gallon.
Well, a lot
matter
of
hours after
you know
this,
the American people, they want to park as
tragedy
close as they can.
on the East Coast.
And my customers
There's no reason for
bring
this that I can
merchandise in. It's
discern.
a collateral
I
loan.
talked to the governor's staff early this morning, the Attorney General's chief of staff. I've asked them to send investigators into Vermilion County and check on these stations. I have people's names and addresses who are willing to sign affidavits about how they were treated yesterday, going so far as to pulling into a station, being told they were out of gas, they had no gas to sell, drove back in a half an hour and suddenly had gas to sell, but at 40 cents higher. Let us thank those who kept gas at the price of $1.65 or $1.67 all day yesterday and today. To those who have chosen to raise it by $2 or more, I would ask if they search their conscience. This is a time that America needs to come together. I was born before World War II, so twice in my life I've seen, to paraphrase Franklin Roosevelt, a day of infamy that will live forever in the hearts. All of us will know where we were on September 11th, 2001. We need to pull together as never before in recent history. This is not the time to price gouge. It's certainly not the time to profiteer. Certainly not the time to deal in rumor. But I have asked Congressman Johnson to get the Federal Trade Commission involved and certainly send state investigators in to look at what's been going on. And if there has been violation of law, I hope these people are prosecuted to the fullest extent possible.
Okay, thanks a lot, State Representative Bill Black, for joining us this afternoon.
Don't listen to him. He's trying to be funny.
We will continue to cover this story about the gas prices
basically,
fluctuating in our area.
what were you just saying about
parking,
or what do you think about with the bombs in the temple space?
This morning, people are reaching out to disaster victims and their families by donating to the American Red Cross. Officials are collecting cash donations on the south parking lot of the Assembly Hall. Area volunteers, along with the Red Cross, are helping raise money for the victims of yesterday's terrorist attacks. So far, Red Cross officials have raised more than $40,000.
But we've had people come out. We've been here since 6 o'clock this morning. We were out here yesterday afternoon into the evening, and people really are rallying, coming. We had a big crush of people come prior to work, but we still have lots of people coming, and there's lots of opportunities for people to continue to come out to support the Red Cross.
To donate, here's a phone number for you. It's 344-2800. And again, Red Cross officials are at the south parking lot at the Assembly Hall if you would like to donate in person. Well, the day after, students and faculty at the University of Illinois are remembering those who lost their lives. Chancellor Cantor at the University of Illinois gave students the option of attending classes today. The university deems this a day of remembrance for the thousands who died in Tuesday's terrorist actions. Students will not be penalized if they do not attend classes this afternoon. Chancellor Cantor feels students need a time to cope and to heal.
I'm from Nairobi, Kenya, and I just came here for my college at UIUC. I just heard the news yesterday when I was going to class at 9 o'clock, and I was surprised. First I thought it was a joke, then I realized it was true, and I was like, wow, it's really surprising, really got me. I don't know why they did it, but I think they should pay for it.
My cousin actually works at that building, and it so happened that she didn't go in that day, and I found out about it. My brother called me yesterday and told me about it, and it still was like, this is not happening.
We're all talking about what happened, and I think it's a good thing that we're talking about what happened. I mean, it's something that we should all come together and discuss and let our feelings show and just kind of get a general idea about it, because everybody's just confused and they're just in shock.
Signs and other things honoring those who died are going up all over central Illinois. In addition, flags are at half-mast. A Champaign firefighter has lowered his flag to honor New York City firemen and women who died at the World Trade Center yesterday. Other homes and businesses and government offices are doing the same thing. Champaign-Urbana isn't the only place that's rallying together. Springfield residents are also bonding together in the wake of this tragedy. Many Springfield commuters noticed these signs on the way to work this morning. Several businesses are posting them to show support. Manager Eldon Wilson of this small coffee shop says even though he's far away, his thoughts and prayers are still with the victims and their families. Coming up on News Channel 15, we'll have a recap of events nationwide. We'll take you to New York and Washington, D.C., plus hear from President Bush. That's coming up next.
This time I'll drive.
Sure, that'll be fun. 1, 2, 3, drive!
As easy as 1, 2, 3 drive, JD Byrider puts you on the fast track to your next car. 1, get a car. 2, get the credit. 3, ask about care service protection.
Hey, thanks for the ride.
Sure, anytime. JD Byrider.
Lebeda is heating up with incredible values this month during Lebeda Mattress Factory's September savings event. Right now at Lebeda, when you purchase any premium Lebeda mattress set, pay no money down, make no payments, and pay no interest till March 2002. Walk out of our showroom with a brand new Lebeda mattress and pay absolutely nothing. Plus, get free local delivery, setup, and disposal of your old bedding. What are you waiting for? Hurry into Lebeda Mattress Factory's September savings event. So, where do you go for the greatest mattresses?
News Channel 15 is your station for local news. We cover the news in depth from Champaign and Vermilion counties. With a team of experienced journalists who know the issues that you're concerned about, we ask the questions that matter most. Our experience brings you the information and issues that are important in your daily life. Health, education, economy, community, and the state capital. For dependable local news you can trust, watch News Channel 15, where your local news comes first. You're watching News Channel 15, where your local news comes first. The news continues.
Today, investigators are trying to figure out what happened while cleanup crews are starting to sort through the rubble. Beverly Kirk now has more from Washington.
Fire and rescue crews contain the fires at the Pentagon, and efforts are made to shore up the heavily damaged area where a hijacked jetliner plowed into the headquarters of America's military. Workers here return to their jobs as bodies of the victims are removed. Pentagon officials say they're not expecting to find any more survivors. At the White House, President Bush meets with his national security team early this morning.
The deliberate and deadly attacks which were carried out yesterday against our country were more than acts of terror. They were acts of war.
Airports around the country remained closed this morning, but transportation officials hope to resume flights this afternoon. The Justice Department says the FBI has already received some 700 leads regarding the terror campaign and is investigating leads in Florida concerning a possible connection to the World Trade Center attack. And in Boston, where 2 of the doomed flights originated, authorities reportedly identify 5 suspects and seize a car containing a flight manual. Meantime, President Bush is asking Congress for emergency funding to help in rescue efforts and to protect national security. Beverly Kirk, NBC News, the Pentagon.
Officials in New York say crews digging through the rubble of the World Trade Center towers are still on a search and rescue mission. Although with each passing hour, it becomes less likely that those trapped underneath the rubble will survive. Michelle Franzen has been monitoring the recovery efforts in New York and joins us with more.
The National Guard, now part of this rescue mission. Troops headed for Ground Zero this morning, along with relief New York firefighters, replacing crews who have been working around the clock since the attack began. Today, Governor George Pataki hailed everyone for their hard work.
And they are risking their lives to try to save their friends and their colleagues and the New Yorkers who are still trapped.
For the first time since the Twin Towers crumbled, we are getting a glimpse of the devastation on the ground and what rescue workers were up against inside.
I was there for about 15 minutes. There were a couple explosions. It became dangerous. We grabbed one person, we commandeered an ambulance and just hightailed it out of there.
The New York area remains on high alert today. Mayor Rudy Giuliani says the attack will not destroy what New York still stands for.
We're going to rebuild. We're not only going to rebuild, we're going to come out of this stronger than we were before.
Stronger, yet forever changed by this act of terrorism. As crews struggle to find survivors, there is also the realization that the thousands of people still missing, still trapped, won't be found in time. In New York, Michelle Franzen, NBC News.
President Bush made a public appearance today and asked for unity and determination. He also says that he will request emergency federal funding for the areas hit by those attacks. Bush again vowed that investigators will find the perpetrators.
The American people need to know we're facing a different enemy than we have ever faced. This enemy hides in shadows and has no regard for human life. This is an enemy who preys on innocent and unsuspecting people, then runs for cover. But it won't be able to run for cover forever. This is an enemy that tries to hide, but it won't be able to hide forever. This is an enemy that thinks its harbors are safe, but they won't be safe forever. This enemy attacked not just our people, but all freedom-loving people everywhere in the world. The United States of America will use all our resources to conquer this enemy. We will rally the world. We will be patient, we'll be focused, and we will be steadfast in our determination. This battle will take time and resolve, but make no mistake about it, we will win.
We will have more, including a look at our weather, when we come back.
Heartburn caused by acid reflux. Some prescription medicines promise you freedom from the pain.
But what kind of freedom is getting locked into taking a pill every day?
Ask your doctor. He may recommend you take Gaviscon whenever you need it. Gaviscon tablets are different. They become smooth and creamy on the way down, forming a soothing protective barrier that helps keep acid down.
Why get locked in to taking a pill every day? when Gaviscon gives me relief.
Gaviscon, relief from acid reflux without a prescription.
When you're injured in a car accident, what road will you take for answers? Should you settle with the insurance company? How will you get paid for medical bills? What is fair compensation for your injuries? What law firm should you hire to protect your legal rights? When you're injured in a car accident, call the law offices of Schick and Giesler at 1-800-4INJURY. Stay on the right road. Call 1-800-4INJURY today.
The hearing specialists at Auditory Care Center care how well you hear. If you need hearing help, you want trained professionals using state-of-the-art equipment, offering complete follow-up service at a price you can afford. And if you're already wearing hearing aids, let their staff check and service them for maximum benefit. Hearing help starts with a phone call. Call Auditory Care Center, Rantoul Plaza, Rantoul. We care how well you hear.
Well, we will start with a look at some of the current temperatures across the two-state area. 77 degrees right now in Chicago, also in Peoria, all the way up to 80 in the St. Louis area. We're at 78 degrees here at Champaign-Urbana, or at least at Willard Airport, 76 degrees in Indianapolis, a little closer to home. A couple of warm spots here. Danville at 81, 80 degrees in the Petersburg-Covington area, 79s in Rantoul, Hoopeston, Paris, and down at the Coles County Memorial Airport. We'll also include Decatur in that as well. 79 degrees in the Springfield region. Here's the national satellite radar picture over the last 24 hours. We saw a little bit of cloudiness a little earlier this morning. Partly cloudy skies, but skies have cleared since then. Is that just a little bit of an upper atmospheric disturbance there continues to move to the east. No precipitation with that. The only precipitation closest to us right around the Green Bay, Wisconsin area. That continues to move to the east. We are watching a frontal boundary, though, will eventually be cooling us off as we get into the overnight period and even through the day tomorrow. Here's where that cold front lies right now, across northwestern Iowa, across mid-Wisconsin. That's where the precipitation is occurring at the present time. This will continue to move southward during the day. We're not expecting anything as far as precipitation is concerned, simply because conditions are too dry here. There's just not enough moisture to work with. But as it does move through, we will see our temperature readings drop. In fact, from the mid-80s today, perhaps in some locations, we could see highs tomorrow in the mid-70s. So expect about a 10-degree drop as we get into the day tomorrow. But again, we're not expecting much precipitation with that system. Most of it will be kept well to our north across the Great Lakes region. Precipcast shows that as well. Nothing really popping up in our area. There is a hint of maybe a slight chance of some precipitation across Iowa, northern sections of the state of Illinois, perhaps in the Freeport, Rockford, Dubuque, Chicagoland area, but we're not expecting any precipitation in our area. In fact, there's less than a 20% chance as we look at it right now. Let's check out some of the current conditions. Let's start out by looking at Vermilion County's airport. Sunny skies there, calm winds. Dew point quite low at 57. Again, not a lot of moisture to deal with. 81 degrees, the present temperature there. At Willard Airport, calm winds there as well. Dew point still quite low. 78, a little cooler at Willard Airport thanks to a little bit of cloud cover keeping us a little cooler. Although we did see a high today of 78 degrees, the early morning low at 52. No precipitation in our rain gauge here at News Channel 15. Now, as we get into the day tomorrow, we're expecting 77 degrees in the Chicagoland area, a little cooler conditions here across the Great Lakes. It'll still be quite warm down in St. Louis. They're expecting a high tomorrow around 84. We will be in the mid-70s tomorrow, and we will see a few more clouds as we get a little more moisture into the region with that cool down. It'll be evident in the atmosphere. We'll see a few more clouds tomorrow, partly sunny conditions. For today, though, we're looking at mostly sunny skies and a high temperature of 84 degrees. For tonight, it'll be partly cloudy and 55, and then for tomorrow, partly sunny and 76 degrees as we look ahead over the next 5 days. Quite a cool down as we get into the weekend. Saturday's high only around 68 degrees, and overnight lows on both Friday and Saturday will be in the mid to upper 40s. So a little bit of a cool down as we get into the weekend. We'll have more coverage as we continue this afternoon here on News Channel 15. Stay with us.
To say all seed corn is equal is like saying all people are the same. It's just not true. Pioneer Hybrid is the genetic leader when it comes to corn. you can see the performance difference, and you can take it to the bank every year. But it doesn't stop there. We offer more options and more trade choices than any other brand, and back it up with the best service professionals in the business. Pioneer. Bottom line, it doesn't get any better.
In our house, everyone works together to keep things running smoothly, but no one works as hard as CLR's self-cleaning bathroom and kitchen cleaner deodorizer. I use it to tidy up the bathroom before everyone is off for the day. It instantly removes soap scum and hard water stains. And later, I use it on the tub and shower to get rid of a week's worth of mess. When the kids come home from school, they fix a snack, and no one knows the sticky mess they made. Tonight, Dad's making his famous family spaghetti sauce, but no problem. Its powerful spray action tackles even the hardest stains and spills. It used to take 3 or 4 different products to clean the 2 messiest rooms in our house, but no more. Now just one CLR bathroom and kitchen cleaner deodorizer does it all. Is it any wonder? It's from CLR.
You'll find CLR bathroom and kitchen deodorizer at Walgreens, Ace, Schnucks, Furl, Menards, Good Best Centers, Meijer, True Value, and Kmart.
For over 50 years, Hutchcraft has been moving families just like yours, across country or across town. Hutchcraft, moving castles since 1946.
Welcome back. We're talking with Tess Morrison. She is the director of the International Trade Center here in Champaign. Give us a little bit of background on your business and what you do.
I'm part of the outreach commitment that the College of Commerce and Business Administration at the university has for companies in East Central Illinois and for the entire state of Illinois, helping them to export. I work with students if they want to become international entrepreneurs, but primarily I work with companies, helping them export.
Okay, we're going to start with a $64,000 question here. How do you think the world financial markets will respond based on how things are stacking up so far?
Well, as I understand it, I imagine that the stock markets around the world will take a hit. But I don't think that that's a permanent thing. I mean, it's a shock to everyone.
Sure. What are the possibilities? Now, we talked a little bit about this earlier. Worst case scenario, best case scenario. To the best of your knowledge, how can you answer that?
With great difficulty. Well, in a worst case scenario, I think it could plunge us into a recession. Best case scenario, obviously it won't. And I happen to think that the best is going to be closer to the reality.
So that's what you think will happen at this point?
I think that the United States as a whole are famous for being able to pull together in times. Now, we've never faced anything quite like this. I mean, Oklahoma came close, and that was one of our own. But this is beyond our belief. But Americans will pull together. We're pulling together with the Red Cross. Whether the World Trade Center is rebuilt in its older configuration or in a different configuration or under a whole new name, I don't know, but I guarantee that's too valuable property to sit. And so between insurance and private and state and federal government, the money is going to go back in there. If nothing else, it's going to be a boost to the economy, which is a terrible way to look at things, but economically speaking.
Recommendations for anyone concerned financially? What should people do?
Well, I don't see, I mean, there may be short-term ramifications, but I'm not an expert on the stock market. It's been doing the rides up and down like the roller coaster recently anyway. So, I mean, I think you just need to hold in. This is going to take time to sort out. We've got to find the perpetrators, and we will.
The advice that we've been getting over the years whenever there are lows especially, is to continue to ride it out. Is that probably the best advice?
That would be my advice. You've got to maintain the course. And this is not a permanent blow to our economy.
Let's look at the local situation. How do you think this is going to affect local businesses?
Well, again, in the short run, and I look at it from an international perspective, there may be some blips on the screen for international orders that need to be going out. Right off the bat, our transportation system is at a gridlock. Most orders go out by air. The trucks are still moving, and my guess is the ocean is kind of slowing down. So, I mean, in an immediate, you may not be able to process the orders through. payment mechanisms might be a little more difficult. But I think, again, will sort itself out in the next couple of weeks. I think the longer terms are maybe for like visas for incoming visitors. We've got several big international conferences coming up, and there may be problems getting some of the head speakers, some of the participants into the United States for them. I think, especially in developing countries, it's always a problem to get visas. And it may become even more so. I mean, this we have to wait for State Department's word.
Just to wait and see. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Tess, for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you.
We will continue our coverage of the tragedies in New York City and in Washington, D.C. Keep it here on News Channel 15.
Lebeda is heating up with incredible values this month during Lebeda Mattress Factory's September savings event. Right now at Lebeda, when you purchase any premium Lebeda mattress set, pay no money down, make no payments, and pay no interest till March 2002. Walk out of our showroom with a brand new Lebeda mattress and pay absolutely nothing. Plus, get free local delivery, setup, and disposal of your old bedding. What are you waiting for? Hurry into Lebeda Mattress Factory's September savings event. So, where do you go for the greatest mattresses?
The clarinet is part of my life, and it's always come easy for me. Then a few years ago, I started having breathing problems. So this became a part of my life. But I never could get the hang of it. It just wasn't working for me. So my doctor took me off the inhaler and put me on a nebulizer.
And you know what? It works great. And Medicare covers it. What's even better is this company called Liberty Home Pharmacy. They delivered a nebulizer and my medication right to my door.
Hundreds of thousands of people trust Liberty. Liberty's a Medicare provider, so they bill Medicare and your insurance company for you. That means no upfront costs and no claim forms to fill out, and delivery's free. Liberty's staff of specialists is on call for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. One call to Liberty can help make following your doctor's orders a lot easier.
My breathing problem is something I have to deal with. But not having to deal with all the rest of it, well, that gives me time to enjoy the sweeter things in life.
For more information about free home delivery, call 1-800-421-5879.
The outpouring of support for the victims of the terrorist attack continues on America continues tonight on News Channel 15. We'll have more local coverage, including how schools are reacting and learning from the events that have transpired. We'll speak with a teacher at Urbana High School about how students are coping. Then with airline services still shut down, other things we take for granted are being delayed. We'll tell you what's happening with the U.S. Postal Service. We'll have those stories and more coming up tonight at 6. 2 church services we want to pass along. Faith United Methodist Church in Champaign is holding a prayer service tonight at 6:30. Central Christian Church in Danville is holding a service tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. We'll keep you posted if any more should come in. Have a great afternoon. Stay with News Channel 15 for more coverage.
Attention area golfers, it's time to register for the 5th annual Last Chance to Scramble Golf Tournament, Saturday, September 22nd, to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Central Illinois. This great event kicks off at Lake of the Woods Golf Course with a continental breakfast, followed by a shotgun start at 9:30 a.m., and includes great lunch from Famous Dave's Barbecue. Don't miss your chance to win a brand new Chrysler and many more great prizes. Space is limited, so call 352-8249 today. Sponsored in part by News Channel 15 and Light Rock 97.5.